still. Give that a spin, bring it into the edge of that board. And hello. How's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me all right? Let's hope that today we got this totally down. I don't think there's any problems. I can't read, but I see a hello, which means, hey, what's up, guys? So much stuff going on that I want to talk about. And we're making chicken piccata today. Let me not get ahead of myself. Let's start out by saying hello, everybody, and welcome to Kevmo's Kitchen, and welcome to going live. We're going to have a lot of fun today. It's going to move fast today because I'm making chicken piccata. But not only am I going to make the chicken piccata, I'm going to make all the side dishes to go with it. I'm going to do this all in 1 hour. It's going to be really cool, really fast. Chicken piccata is going to take 20 minutes. I'm going to show you how to cook some other things along the way. We're going to tell some stories. We're going to do some giveaways. We're going to have some fun. We'll answer a couple questions, and we'll just go from there. So first, I want to give you guys an update. A lot of you have seen I have not been at work, and there's somebody else in my kitchen. That's Michelle. Michelle used to live in-house. She's an alum. She graduated last year. And guys, I hurt my knee. It's called the IT band. It's this band that runs down from the knee all the way up to my hip. And it's extremely painful. I have like calcium deposits all over it. And so anyways, it's not a like real bad injury, but it's a pain in the butt kind of injury that just takes time to heal. So I'm taking some time off work right now. In fact, I'm taking the rest of the semester off. And then I have the whole Christmas break to sit around and heal up. So I'm going to do videos. I'm going to do a lot of stuff on Kevmo's Kitchen, and we're just going to play around and have fun. So that's kind of my update for work. So if you see her in the kitchen, you guys go give her a like, comment on her video, help her out. She's just helping me out right now. She's helping out the house. She's helping out the girls. So, excuse me. It's all good. And it's a great situation. I'm really happy to have someone who can jump up to the plate and cook in this situation. So while we talk here, let me tell you first, weather report. 55 degrees here in Reno, Nevada. Clear skies, not a breath of wind. I swear, every time we do this, we have clear skies, no wind, and it's pretty decent weather. So Reno's been fairly mild. I can't wait to do one of these when I can tell you that there's like thunderstorms or it's snowing. I'll even turn the camera and show you the blizzard going on. But right now, it's just the sun's getting ready to set, and it's very mellow out there. So I'm going to start by cooking some rice. This is like a basic rice pilaf that's going to go with our chicken. I want to get this cooking, and we'll put it on the stove, but I'm going to show you how I start it right here in front. So we're going to get a pan heating up. So we're going to get our gas on here.
Ooh, we got somebody on from Ireland.
From Ireland? Oh, how neat.
And all over the states. We got lots of states represented here. Florida.
Why am I not? Oh, because that's on. Okay. Now we go. All right. A little bit of flame. And I'm going to start. Look, I got these cute little mini butters, Land of the Lakes. They're really cool because I can use this whole little cube of butter. I don't have to cut half a block or half a cube. I'm just going to throw this whole thing in there. And we're going to start sauteing some veggies. I'll show you what those are. So that's going to go right in.
Norway, Florida, Denver, Indiana, Washington State, Kansas City. Nice. Utah.
Wow.
Texas, Philadelphia. People from all over today. Canada.
I'm gonna get my spoons up.
New York City. We were just there
New
2
York
months
City.
ago.
Hey, Moscow, did you say?
Not Moscow.
Oh.
I don't know what I said.
I misunderstood you.
That's
She said Moscow.
North Carolina. Yeah, let's
neat.
see some Moscow, Chicago, Minnesota, everywhere. Pretty cool.
So I'm getting out my utensils here. Guys, I want to show you this. This is really cool. I don't know if you've ever seen, I know you've maybe seen some of the individuals, but I got this whole set of What a Treat spoons, all right? They're really cool. They're different sizes. Some of them are scoops. Some of them are more ladle-like for just like scraping around. It's a great set, though. So I'm going to use these throughout the day today. And I'm going to start out with my little one here. Just mix around my butter in here. And we're going to add some veggies to get this rice going. The veggies I'm using, carrot, onion, celery, and some green onion. That's what I'm going to start with. That's going to go right into my bowl, or excuse me, my pan here. Then we're going to just mix this around for a second. And I got a little bit of garlic too. I could have put this in first just to saute a little bit in the butter. I'm going to make a little well in the center here. and just put a little bit of that garlic in. That'll be really good in the rice. You can use any veggies you have sitting around left over in the fridge when you're making like a rice pilaf like this. It's just basically a lot of different veggies. They're going to break down, and they're going to just really flavor up our rice.
We got a few people that are just popping in and asking what you're making. So if you want to.
So here, a quick recap for those of you that didn't get on here right away. We're doing chicken piccata today. But to go with the chicken piccata, I'm going to show you the complete meal. So I'm getting cooking right off the bat. And right now I'm doing a rice pilaf. So I have a little butter in my pan and then some mirepoix, just carrot, onion, celery. And I also add a little green onion and some garlic. So I'm kind of waiting for the butter to finish melting down. And I'm going to turn this up a little. And what we're going to do, we're just going to sweat these veggies for just a second. And when I do my rice, I do 2 to 1. That's my method of cooking rice. 2 parts liquid to 1 part rice. And the liquid I'm going to use today is going to be chicken stock. I think that's perfect for a pilaf. I'm not doing a steamed rice here, so I like to have the flavor of the stock, the flavor of the veggies, different herbs. We're really going to do this up, and I think you'll enjoy the final product when it's done. So I got my veggies. They're starting to sweat here. I also diced up a Roma tomato. I'm going to throw that in. Just one. I'm just doing rice we're cooking for about 3 or 4. Actually, we're cooking for 4. I'm making 4 portions today. So this is probably going to be just the perfect amount of rice. Get that in there. I'm going to mix that around. I'm going to season this up. I'm going to start right now. A little salt and pepper, kosher salt, black pepper, just like that. Mix this around. I'm just kind of sweating these veggies down. The rice I'm using today is basmati. Now, I like the basmati. I think it has really good flavor, and I think it cooks really easy. I think it's one of the more easy rices to cook. It doesn't get real sticky. I rinse my basmati. I already did that. 3 rinses till the waters run clear. And what I'm going to do, now that I got my butter melted in here, my veggies are starting to sweat down, just going to put this rice right into the pan, just like this. And guys, I have 1 cup of rice. That's what I did. So I'm going to use 2 cups of liquid. I don't know why I always mumble when I get on here.
You never mumble.
I never mumble, and I'm not nervous either. So it's just a weird thing. It's because I'm trying to talk really quick and get it all out quickly. So let me set that aside. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir this around. I want to get the melted butter and some of the juices from sweating these veggies. I want to get it to completely coat the rice. Every little bit of rice needs to be coated. I don't want any chunks in here. So we're going to move this around. Be sure we're all coated really, really well. If you want to see what this looks like, that's what that looks like, guys. The rice, the veggies, the butter. And just move this, saute it for just a minute or 2. Just be sure everything's really well coated and there's no lumps of rice left in here. Once I get that, we're going to go ahead and add our liquid. Like I said, I do 2 to 1. If you didn't see that in the beginning, I do 2 to 1. So 2 parts liquid, 1 part rice. So I got 1 cup of rice in here. And it doesn't matter how many veggies. You could do this without veggies and you're still going to go 2 to 1. I'm adding the veggies though. We're going to go ahead and get our 2 parts of liquid. I'm just using my measuring cup. I'm using my chicken stock. We can just throw this right in. There's 1 cup and 2 cups, just like that. Super simple. We'll set that aside. And now what we're going to do, this is like cooking 101, what I learned from my mom growing up. You bring it to a simmer, you put the lid on, you turn it down, and you let it go for 20 minutes, and your rice is ready. So I've already got a little simmer starting because everything's nice and warm in here. So what I'm going to do, where did I put my lid? I got everything I think ready today. I really did hard to get my mise en place ready. Your mise en place means to have everything in its place. And I really worked hard to get everything in its place today so I can just kind of rush through this whole thing and keep it exciting the whole time and cook. And in a little while, we are going to do some giveaways. We're going to talk about a really big giveaway that we did, and we did choose a winner, and some of you may have seen that, and I'm going to remind you all what that was all about. And I'm hoping the winner was somebody who's actually watching today, and we'll find out soon enough. So anyways, this has come to a little simmer. I'm going to turn this stove off. I'm going to put my lid on. I'm just going to put this behind me on the other stove, let it cook back there. We're going to continue our journey up front here in just a moment. So let's go to the back burner here.
Oh, somebody from Brazil. We have, I think, 3 continents on here now. That's pretty exciting. Europe, North America, South America. Check in if you're from a different continent. Last time we had, I think, 6 of 7. Australia, nice.
Wow, that's neat. 3 continents. That's just wild. It blows me away how
4 now.
how far our reach has gotten. And I just think it's really neat. And I appreciate my next door neighbor watching as much as I appreciate people watching from 2 or 3 or 4 different continents. It's just it really is a neat journey, and it's neat to think about that. It's like we're global right now, guys. Everybody's here. We're all cooking, and we're making chicken piccata. So let me show you the next step before I get into the chicken. We're going to do some green beans, and I can cook those really quick, and then I'll just put them off to the side. We'll keep them warm on the back burner as well. So first thing I'm going to do, pan number 2. And
Somebody's asking about the brand of the pan that you put the
that
rice
is
in.
that's an all-clad pan. Actually, no, it is an all-clad style of pan, but it's that particular pan is Cuisinart, believe it or not. And they make good pans, and I don't have a whole set of them. That's the only Cuisinart I have. If you want a whole set, get the actual all-clad pans, and it's a beautiful stainless steel set of pans, and they're my favorite pans. This is a made-in pan, also all-clad, but this is called made-in. These are very popular. You may have seen different creators use these online. You may have even seen some ads for them. Great, great pan. So I'm going to use this. Once again, heat goes on.
Somebody from India said hi.
Well, hello,
Awesome.
Hello to India. Welcome.
And even Fernley. So see, like you were saying, neighbors.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I love that. And I remember Fernley last time. So if this is the same Fernley, welcome back, and thank you for checking in again. I really do appreciate that. So I'm going to throw once again my cute little tiny Land of the Lakes mini butter goes into the pan. I'm just throw the whole thing in there. I like butter with my. Oh no, I forgot something. Well, you know what? Watch this. We're gonna have to get that up. I don't have that in my rice. I forgot. I got some fresh herbs, rosemary and thyme, and I wanted to use those. So I'm just gonna put them in now. It's not gonna hurt anything. This wasn't even going yet. And let me get my spoon, because that's a key flavor ingredient. I just saw them sitting there, and I'm moving too quick to even jump on this in time. But there we go. Now we got our herbs in there. Now we go back to the back burner again.
Oh, we have people from Reno. Yay. Just down the road.
We'll bring that up to temperature, and we'll get back to our green beans here. Pan goes back down. I got my butter. So my green beans, they're fresh green beans. I blanched them. What blanching means is you put them in boiling water. First, I cleaned off the ends. I cut the ends off. You put them in boiling water, and you're just going to par cook them and take that rawness out of them. So I put these in boiling water for about 4 minutes. Then I shocked them in ice water to stop the cooking process and keep them bright green. That leaves us where we're at here. They got a nice flex to them. They don't break, but they're still going to be slightly al dente with a little bite to them. So I got my butter melting. I'm going to move that around, and we're simply going to drop these green beans right into the bowl, just like that. Real simple.
Can you repeat what herbs you added to the rice?
The herbs is rosemary and thyme. That's one of my favorite herb blends. The two of them just work really well. The rosemary is kind of sweet. The thyme is really like pungent, and together it's this sweet, pungent, go figure, blend. And it just, I think it works really well. It's a great blend. I like to have, like in the restaurants, when I used to cook in the professional restaurants, I would buy cases of rosemary and thyme and chop them all together. So it's a mix. It's just done together. It's my herb blend. And that would be my seasoning in just a ton of different dishes. And it was always kind of my signature flavor. And people couldn't quite place it, but it was really nice. So I got my beans in here. I'm going to hit those with a little salt. little black pepper. Cool thing about these made-ins is you can give them a little tossy toss.
We have a question about Gus. I think Gus is sleeping, and then while you're cooking that, somebody wants to know your favorite Grateful Dead tune.
You know, I can't even tell you my favorite show. There's so many. But let me think about this for just a second. So really, there's two songs that come to mind right off the bat, but there are so many great Grateful Dead songs. Broke Down Palace just like almost makes me cry every time I hear it. Absolutely amazing song. Probably the song I want to have played at my funeral. Aside from that, Friend of the Devil. I just love Friend of the Devil. It's just got such a vibe. It's like really about just it's chilling. It's life. It's like and you know, I lit out from Reno. Hey guys, here I am, and there I go. So, but there's so many favorites. I'd be better off listing my 10 favorites rather than my one favorite. In terms of live music, Scarlet Fire is amazing. To see Scarlet Begonias, that transition into Fire on the Mountain. Slipknot going into Franklin's Tower. Whoa, it's like that's just there's so much great music. In terms of like high energy, you know, One More Saturday Night, always great. Deal. It's just like there's so much great music, guys, and it's really hard to pick one. But between Broke Down Palace, Friend of the Devil, that's probably where I kind of pick. So let me show you. I got some fire roasted peppers. These are just bell peppers that have been roasted. They kind of blister the skins, and then we peel them, and then we julienne them. And those are going to go in with my green beans. And they're going to add, once again, a really nice, healthy flavor in here. So give these a little toss. If you want to see what that looks like, can you kind of see? I know it's kind of tough. Try to get it closer for you. So anyways, this is a simple side dish to go with my chicken piccata. And these are just about cooked, just like that. What I'm going to do now is set these on the back burner, keep them on low. We're going to make some chicken piccata. So let me get these back there, and then we'll get this show on the road. It's like the main event. You guys just saw the 2 opening fights. Now we're ready for the main event.
Peter, tell us where you're from, and he'll give you a shout out. Lots of Grateful Dead songs you can look back on that people are listening. Ripple's a classic.
Touch of
Grey.
Yeah. Touch of Grey was actually the very first song I ever saw the Grateful Dead play live, which was really cool. And it was at Shoreline Amphitheater. And that was the opener that night. It was the first time I'd gone there. And of course, of all the songs, it's like Touch of Grey was really big at the time. It was 1987. And the song had just come out. And they played it. And it rocked. It was just awesome. So, yeah, so many great tunes. And as you say these songs, it makes me think, oh, I should have said that. Oh, I should have said that. But, if you're a Deadhead, if you know, you know. That's how it goes. There's just like, we love every song. And the great thing about going to see the Dead live was like when they finished one song and you sat there all giddy, like, what are they going to play next? What are they going to play? And then it starts, you're like, yeah. It didn't really matter what they played. It just like, you knew it was going to just rock. And it's like, that was a great thing. It was such a unique experience. Okay, so I'm going to move my stove to the side for just a second. I'm going to check my rice. Oh, yeah, we're going to turn that down. I'm going to turn our beans down. And we're going to do our chicken. So, guys, chicken piccata, I'm going to start with some chicken breasts here. First thing I want to do is pound these, and I'm going to show you a really cool way to get these pounded. Let me grab a glove. I just want to keep my hands kind of clean here, so I'm going to throw some gloves on. You don't have to use gloves. You can go wash them, but since we're doing this video, rather than have to take the minute out to go wash them when I'm doing this chicken, because that's going to require a pretty good scrub, I'm just going to wear the gloves. and try to work a little bit cleaner. So throw that on.
Tell people where you're from, not like your heritage, like your family. You're getting questions about like, you know.
Okay. So I was born in California, I was born in San Mateo, California, the Bay Area. If you're not familiar, San Mateo is just like, for those of you in another continent, okay, it's just outside of, or it's few minutes outside of San Francisco. So I'm like a San Francisco Bay Area native. I lived in that area till I was 16 years old. Then I moved about 4 hours away to where I am now, Reno, Nevada. I did move away to Portland when I went to culinary school. It's some tape, but I've got an interesting story, and I don't know if right now is the time to tell it. I mean, I could. My whole family, my dad's whole side of family is from the Philippines. And they were English. Okay, they weren't Filipino by blood, but they were English, and they'd lived for generations and generations in the Philippines. And when World War II broke out, because they were white, the Japanese invaded the Philippines, and they took everybody who was white and they threw them into concentration camps. That's so my grandmother, her sister, brothers, nieces, nephews, their whole entire family got put into concentration camps. Now, my dad's dad was from San Francisco, and he was a merchant marine at the time. And when the war broke out, he was actually in port in the Philippines. And when the war broke out, his ship went back out to sea, but his ship got sunk. And he wasn't on it, though. He was actually passed out drunk underneath a pool table. And then he was captured also by the Japanese and thrown into the same concentration camp. Then when the war ended 3 years later, so my family spent 3 years in concentration camps. And when the war broke out, or excuse me, when the war ended 3 years later, my family was all gathered up. And because my grandfather had met my grandmother in the camp and they fell in love. And so when they realized that, hey, you were presumed dead on the ship, but you're alive, we're going to bring you back home. And they brought him back home to San Francisco, including my grandmother and the whole family, all her brothers, sisters, everybody came along. And that's when my family, or my dad's side of the family, wound up here in the United States. So here we are. And then my mom, she's always been here in the U.S. Actually, her family came, her dad, and that's a whole nother story, a Russian Germany kind of tale that I will save for another video. But that's basically where my dad's side of the family came from. And I tell people oftentimes, like, hey, I'm Filipino, and I goof around with them. But like a pork belly adobo, lumpia, pancit, all these things. I grew up eating these things because I grew up with the heritage of the Filipino heritage from my grandmother, and from her whole side of the family. So I'm huge on that kind of food, and you never think that about me, but that is a really neat part of my history. So that's kind of the heritage and the history of where I come from, and how I kind of got to where I am right here today. So let's cook this. Let's pound this chicken. I got a Ziploc baggie. I'm going to take my chicken, put it right in there. I'm going to get all 4 of these because it's okay if they kind of sit towards one another, even if they overlap just a little. I'm going to get them in there like that. Take that glove off. I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to get this cool mallet. Now, what's neat about this mallet, somebody made this mallet for me. And after I pound this chicken, whether it gets dirty or not, I just take off that little pounder, wash it, bring it back, put it back on. If I happen to do this in a sloppy way and get the whole thing dirty, I just wash the whole thing. But it's neat that I can take it apart. So now I got my chicken in my bag, and I'm just going to pound it in there. I'm going to get that kind of flat.
There's so much speculation in the chat as to why you don't have a mustache. So it's not quite the reason that's going on in the chat. So maybe you want to address
somebody asked me this before, and I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of wasn't truthful last time. I just said I like the look, I like the feel of it, but there is a reason I don't have a mustache. So let me pound really quick, because I don't want to have to yell over the pounding, because we're going to start cooking this here in just a second. All right, this feels pretty flat. It's perfect. So, so here's why I don't have a mustache, and it's I'm absolutely certain some of you are going to be able to relate. Um, it's funny, it's funny. This is something you kind of something that I heard just earlier today. Some people inherit, millions of dollars. I inherited psoriasis, so I have psoriasis, and it's totally under control. But what happens, like sometimes it like wherever I grow hair, sometimes it tends to grow underneath, and it's like I don't have any on my face, under my beard, or my head. But when I grow out my mustache, I get real flaky on my lip. It's just a really bizarre thing that happens. So I keep the lip shaved. The psoriasis never grows. Which is just like, extra skin follicles, that like an abundance of skin follicles. It's nothing serious. So if you see somebody with it, don't freak out at them. It's just it's just one of those things in life that some of us have to deal with. But honestly, that's the reason I don't have a mustache. It's like, it's a lot, it gets real itchy. And then as I scratch it, it gets flaky, and I don't like it. So anybody out there that has psoriasis, I'm certain can relate to exactly what I'm saying here.
They have people relating to just that.
So, all right. So let's make some chicken piccata. Let me clean these things off the board, get my burner back here, and we're going to start cooking.
Easier to eat soup also, and easier to kiss, according to some of the people.
Yeah. There are, that's looking good. Everything's going good. Everything's looking great. I agree with the easier to kiss. Okay. So I'll bring my burner back. Put my chicken off to the side. So let me get all my mise en place now. I have it all done for our chicken piccata, because this is the main event. So I don't want to just rush through this. I want to show you guys exactly what we're going to do for this dish. And I'll get everything out here. I got my wine. I have my coffee over here. Let me grab that.
Oh, I was gonna get you that.
I'm just gonna have a sip of my coffee really quick. I think you guys have probably seen, I say it almost every time, I'm a coffee fiend. I drink coffee all day long. I should probably drink water, but I drink coffee. Oh, that's so good.
A little water in there at least. That's good.
I do have some water in there. Okay. So one more thing, my bowl. So what I have my minced garlic, and I have my minced shallots. That's going to be the beginning of my sauce when I start making the sauce. I have my capers, of course. It's hard to see those because I tilt them and they want to pour out. I have some fresh chopped parsley. That's going to be a finisher. Just add a little aromatics to the dish and a little bit of color. Fresh lemon juice. You could use the bottled lemon juice. Really, it's okay. But I like to do with the fresh. I have some white wine. I use a Chardonnay. That's my choice of wine when I'm making this particular dish. I have a little salt and pepper. And right here, I'm going to get some flour because I'm going to dredge my chicken in a little bit of flour. So let me get that. I got standard basic flour. And I'm just going to pour some of it in here. There's no real measuring. It's just enough to dredge. So I just need to cover the bottom of this dish. Just like that.
What brand of coffee do you drink?
I drink Keurigs. So I usually get the Keurigs are expensive, if you know what I'm talking about.
Donut Shop is the one you like.
I get the inexpensive ones. I get the Donut Shop. Donut Shop is just a simple, basic, kind of like a morning blend coffee that's just really good. I'm not a big fan of the French roast. It gets too bitter for me, and I can't drink a lot of that. And it gets a little strong and I get kind of shaky. So Donut Shop is where I'm at coffee-wise. If I go to a coffee shop, I like a vanilla latte, and that's my go-to drink. So between the Donut Shop, Keurig at home, or a nice vanilla latte at a coffee shop, those are my two go-tos.
Yeah, no, I would say no to the cream and sugar, at least not when I'm around.
Yeah, no cream and sugar.
Now you've had a few people ask, and I will agree, you look like you're towering over that fridge behind you, so now people want to know how tall you are.
Let me show you the weird depth perception that's happening here as I back up. I'm not going to bend down. It looks like the fridge, I'm 6 feet tall. I'm going to say this fridge comes in at about 5'10", because I might just barely be 2 inches taller, barely. But it's probably pretty close. I would say the cabinet space here leaves room for 6 feet. The fridge is probably 5'10", 5'11", so it has just enough space to squeeze underneath. I know as I come forward though, I look like I'm tall, but no, I'm 6 feet tall on the nose. Yeah. So okay, little bit of flour in my bowl here, and when we dredge, we're gonna use salt and a little black pepper. Just season that flour a little bit. I'm over here. This is part of the mise en place. I forgot my silverware drawer is over there. I just want to give this a little stir, mix up that flour and salt. That way it doesn't all go on the very first piece of chicken.
We have people guessing what instruments you play just because you're a chef. So I want to ask what instrument you play.
So I play the guitar and I play the mandolin. And my mandolin is sitting right over there. I'm not going to play it right now. It's deathly out of tune. But sometime I'll play you guys a little tune. Probably I'll play you a little tune on my guitar. I also do magic, so maybe I'll show you guys a magic trick. How about we give something away right now? You guys want to do a giveaway? Have some fun before I start cooking this. So I thought about this earlier. We were talking about like, what are we going to do to give something away? And we want to keep it somewhat relevant and somewhat current. So a lot of you may or may not know, 2 months ago, almost to the date, I went to New York for my first time ever, and I was invited to be on the Today Show. And they invited me to come in and cook a couple of little quick meals for game day. They were game day meals, simple and fast, and it was a lot of fun. And so I'm going to give 2 things away. We're going to give away an oil, and we're going to give away a honey. And it's going to be your choice. You can either have an oil or a honey. You get to pick, and we're going to give it away to 2 people. And all you got to do is tell me one of the 2 things I cooked on that show. I cooked 2 things on that show. If you could tell me. And so if you name both of them, you're only going to get one prize. So we're looking to give away for 2 people. But if first 2 people to name the items.
First winner right here. I think it's.
Don't mention it yet.
I won't.
Keep it in mind. Write it down. Do you need to write it down?
No, I got it.
Okay. And then so we got 1 winner. We got 1 more coming up.
Yeah, I'm looking for the second one. Yeah, there it is.
There it is. We got 2 winners.
Yeah, we have 2.
All right,
winners.
who are they?
We have Ivy Forest Films with the deep fried pickle dip, and we have 2 Beagle Mom. Oh, beagles are awesome. With the quesadilla tacos.
Awesome. So 2 Beagle Moms and
Ivy Forest
Farms. You guys got it. You guys nailed it. And so we'll be contacting you, and you get to pick out either an oil or a honey. And if I were you, let me show you. Hang tight. If I were you, I would pick this oil right here. This is my I always say it wrong. Red chili jalapeno infused olive oil, and it's absolutely delicious. You could put this on you like dip it on your pot stickers. You could use it to pan fry some eggs. It adds just the perfect little bite to so many different dishes. Of course, you're going to see I like heat also, because I'm going to also suggest if you get the honey, ask for the hot honey. It's really, really good. So those are just suggestions, but you guys, you get to pick, and it's up to you. So let's cook.
We're going to make it a little more fun today, too. We're going to have him sign whatever you pick before we ship it to you. So
that sounds like fun.
Have his signature on the bottle.
Cool. Look at that.
Look at that.
Okay, let's get my pan. This pan, I'm using my Hexclad. I got a whole set of these Hexclads. I've been using them for years, long before Gordon Ramsay jumped on board. I jumped on board with the Hexclads. They were like really popular pans, and everybody was using them. And I thought, man, I want to try these out. And I ordered 1 or 2. Just loved them. Been a fan ever since. And then I started buying more and more and more. And so that's what we're doing. So I'm going to get us.
Hey, just to answer others, we're seeing a bunch of questions here. Just go to oldschoolkevmo.com, and you can see all the oil and honey. And also there is a link to the website there for all the recipes at Kevmo's Kitchen. You can also just go to kevmoskitchen.com.
And thank you, Katie, for like helping me out. She is sometimes the brains of the operation here, because I don't always think of giving you guys this information, which is very pertinent information. So big shout out to Katie for helping out, and everybody on my team, John and Lowell. Everybody does a great job. And these guys help put this whole thing together. And you notice the volume worked right off the bat today. That's because we've been working on this, and we've been making different setting changes and doing everything we can to make sure we get on here and we try to look professional. All right, a little bit of butter is going to go down in my pan as it heats up. I'm also going to grab some olive oil from behind, because I like to do a mix of butter and olive oil when I'm sauteing for something like this. So let me get a little bit of olive oil, and I got this. I'm just going to use my regular olive oil, and this is really nice blend of olive oil. So I got the butter heating up. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil in there as well. I'm going to grab one more glove.
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate all the nice messages.
Okay, here we go. And give this just a little swirl around that butter and oil, get them mixed up. And we're going to go ahead and take our chicken, and she's going to dredge that right in that flour. Just like that. I like to shake off the excess, and that'll go right into the pan. And we'll do the next one. And you can see how clean this process is by using this Ziploc baggie. My idea is to show you guys little tips and tricks like this just to try to make it easy, because oftentimes using chicken for anything can be a real mess. So that one goes in. Let's make sure we got some good, perfect heat. You don't want your heat up too high. We don't want to burn this, and especially we don't want to burn our butter. So it's going to cook. It's going to form a nice crust. We're at about a medium heat, and I think that's going to be perfect. A little drizzle that off. I got one more piece of chicken here. And I'm just going to do these all in the same pan. If I need to move them around, flip-flop them, just so they all kind of cook even, that's okay. I have kind of a small burner here. But the nice thing about these hex-clad pans is there's this great heat distribution that goes through, so the whole pan gets hot. It's going to just work just fine. So our final piece of chicken goes in. Take off the gloves. That whole thing goes straight to the trash. And we're good to go. Let me show you what this looks like. It's just cooking in there. Kind of a medium heat. I'm going to turn the rice off. It's ready. Green beans look good. We'll just turn that heat back up when we're ready to serve, and this is all going to come together really quickly. So let's get a little bit more heat going on here. I'm going to grab some tongs. That's going to be perfect for grabbing my chicken.
One of the subscribers that I think has been on there every single week has asked about favorite dessert recipes, which we can talk about when you're ready.
So dessert is one of those things I have a hard time with. I'm not a baker per se. I can do some baking, so I don't want to act like it's not up my alley at all. But it's something I don't really have a lot of fun with. Baking is a lot more precise, and I don't mind being precise. It's just a little tougher sometimes. But in terms of desserts, I like more the chefy desserts. I love a creme brulee. And when I say baking, I'm talking about cakes and cupcakes and things like that, making a good pie crust, different tarts. These things take a lot of work, and it takes, like, if you get a good one, appreciate the person who made it for you, because they're not easy to get them perfect. But I like things like, I like a good bread pudding. That's hard to kind of screw up. Love a creme brulee. I make a pretty mean tiramisu. I make a great cannoli. So maybe I should start doing some desserts and throw those out. I know you guys would probably enjoy it. I mean, those all probably, and I make the most amazing chocolate mousse you'll ever have in your life.
Yeah.
And these are all these are all, I know it sounds funny, but it's like, this is a dessert menu straight off of like my decades in the industry and things I made constantly every week. And I got good at them, and they're great recipes. And I like dialed them in to where they just like the flavors were right. They weren't too sweet, but they weren't too savory. So I really do enjoy cooking some sweets like that. But in terms of when people say baking and desserts, like in terms of baking desserts, like a cake, please don't ask me to bake you a cake. I have a hard time with cakes. I don't know why. Is the elevation that we have to deal with, different moistures. One thing I do like baking is bread. I'm a huge fan of yeast products, so I'm a fan of bread. I used to have a really nice sourdough, and I used to make the best sourdough. It was just absolutely amazing. I mean, you just tear a chunk off or cut a chunk off while it's still slightly warm, put some butter on it. That's all you needed, and I could eat the whole loaf, and I did. Let me see how our chicken's looking here. Oh, this looks beautiful. So, guys, what we're gonna do? These look great. I want to show you when I flip these, because I want you to see up close. I'm gonna come this way. Look at that golden brown. That's what we're looking for. It's not overdone. I'll show you all of these are getting that nice color on them. Okay. Here's another one, looking really good. One more. Those are great. I'm going to drop a few more little knobs of butter in there just for flavor. Keep it lubricated in the pan so it moves around. I don't want it to dry roast in there. I got my butter right here. I'm just going to cut a couple little slices. Drop those right in. Now, the way I did this chicken, this is a great start for anything. You can make any kind of sauce you want, because I haven't actually put any flavor on this chicken besides a little bit of flour and some salt and pepper. And guys, if you're gluten-free, leave the flour off. It's okay. Don't feel like you can't have this dish because you're gluten-free. Just leave the flour off and do it. Just saute the chicken without the flour. You don't have to do the dredge. It's going to be fine. It's harder to do if you're dairy free, because you really need the flavor of that butter, especially when we make the sauce at the end. But as for gluten, we can leave it out. There's a lot of ways to get around that. You can even use like a rice flour or a potato starch or cornstarch, and those are going to work real well as a gluten, as a flour replacement. So there's lots of options you always have. Okay, let me set these aside. While this cooks, I'm going to have another sip of my coffee. So it's getting dark outside. It's getting dark earlier and earlier. And 2 days ago was a full moon. And let me tell you, here in Reno, the full moon was absolutely amazing. Our entire sky was like almost the color of my shirt, with these little streaks of blue that went through it, and this beautiful giant moon rising. It was a sight to see. It really was. It was nice. I love a full moon. And I slept like a baby. So in terms of full moons killing your sleep, not here. Not for me anyways. I've been sleeping pretty good lately. So, okay, chicken is looking good. We do want to be sure this gets cooked about all the way through, because when we're done, we're going to put it back in the sauce, but only for a second, not long enough to cook and cook and cook, just for a minute or two to absorb some of the flavor. So we want to be sure. I'm going to start flipping it back and forth now. We got good color on both sides. I'm going to actually move some around, do a little like leapfrog in the pan. Just give us a little spin like that. Just move things around. It only takes about, I don't know, 7-8 minutes probably to get it cooked all the way through. I pounded them. They're still fairly thick. I didn't want it to be paper thin. When I cut into my chicken, I want to have a bite of chicken. So I pound them lightly. I'm not over there mashing them, trying to get paper thin. And because of that, they are going to take just an extra second on some of these fatter edges. I can tell it's just slightly soft. That means it hasn't firmed up yet. The meat hasn't fully cooked. So I'm just going to give it just another second.
How do you keep chicken from turning into dry shoe leather?
Well, you certainly don't want to overcook it. Chicken breasts are the worst. Oftentimes, I like to use chicken thighs when I cook, and you can cook the heck out of a chicken thigh. It's not going to turn into shoe leather, just because it's dark meat. The more you cook dark meat, the more tender and juicy it gets. It's really amazing. But as for the chicken, it's really about not overcooking it. Or as for the chicken breast, excuse me, it's really about not overcooking it. So, like I said, for I'm going to show you the thickness I got going on here. If you can kind of see that thickness, it's not super thin. So that's why I say that's going to take 6-7 minutes to cook. And I'm flipping back and forth. And it's okay to flip it back and forth once we get some good color on the chicken. Then we're just trying to keep the heat. I'm trying to keep the heat. I get the heat going from the bottom, and I flip it, and then I get the heat going from the top, bottom, flip, 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 and the heat's moving both directions, and it's going to cook through. Plus, I'm going to hold these for just a few minutes when I make the sauce in the pan, and that's going to allow it to also carry over, cook just a little bit. So, and then I am going to put it back in here and simmer it for just a moment. So altogether, it's hopefully going to cook through. I could tell this little one on the end here is ready. I'm going to go get a dish and I'm going to pull that out. Let me give these one more flip. These are just about ready, in fact. I'm going to grab a plate. I'll be right back. I'm over here. I know you can't see me, but I'm here. Actually,
Just a quick comment. Unless you're spelling the word love, like we really aren't interested, we lead with love over here. So let's just ignore this guy and enjoy the cooking, and we'll get him banned for sure for the next time.
all right. Our chicken is ready. And guys, we are here. It's just food. It's not hard. We're just trying to enjoy ourselves, have a nice meal. And I'm trying to share a couple of tips that I have that I've learned over the years. So my chicken is ready. I'm going to set these pieces, and I'm actually going to kind of layer them on each other because the heat that they have from one another will help them to continue cooking as well. So I'm going to turn this off for just a quick second. You can see those are kind of layered on one another, kind of shingled out. That's going to help them keep all the heat in and help them continue to carry over and cook. But if you look at them, they're glistening, they're juicy. They're going to be really good. So I'm going to set these back here on my stove where there's just a little bit of warmth from everything cooking, and we're going to get our sauce going here in the pan. So I'm going to get rid of my tongs now, and we're going to switch. So I'll leave those back there. And we're going to switch out to my favorite What a Treat spatula. You guys know I've had these guitar spatulas forever. Do you want to know the story behind the guitar spatula? So I was asked, what's your favorite guitar? And instantly I said Rosebud. Rosebud is one of Jerry Garcia's many guitars. It's created by Doug Irwin. And it's just got a beautiful shape and a beautiful sound. And during my days as a Deadhead going to live concerts, I watched Rosebud being played for, I stood and danced up near the front row and just stared at Jerry and stared at his guitar and stared at Rosebud. Rosebud is an ivory inlay that actually laid behind the pickups on Jerry's guitar. And I liked it so much, I actually got a tattoo of Rosebud on my arm there. That's Rosebud right there. And you can look up Rosebud online and get a better idea exactly what my tattoo is, what the guitar is, because this guitar is shaped just like Rosebud, just like that guitar that Jerry played. And it's my absolute favorite spatula. I love this thing. If you guys are Deadheads, you might want to put this one in your collection. So
just go to there. You're getting asked here. So just go to oldschoolkevmo.com. They're on there.
They're on there.
You can order one.
Yep, oldschoolkevmo.com. And you'll see it. And it's just the What a Treat spatula. It doesn't say that it's Rosebud, but let me show you guys up close because you'll recognize the custom shape of that thing. Look at that thing. That is it, guys. It's my favorite. Okay. So my pan is cooled off just a little because I don't want to cook this sauce. I don't want to burn it. So I let the pan cool down for just a second. And let's finish this dish. Our rice is ready. Our green beans are ready. Put up the heat. So I put some more butter in here. I'm just going to go with butter at this point. I'm not going to add any olive oil. And we're going to go ahead and add some garlic. So I'm going to get my garlic in there. It's probably about 8 cloves of garlic, minced up really well. And then I have some shallot here. This was a big shallot. I only chopped up half of it, and I'm probably not even going to put the whole half because it's a lot of shallot. And I'm going to put some of that in there too. Move that butter around, and we're going to just start moving this garlic and shallot. We don't want this to burn, but I want it to start softening up a little bit. And I'm going to get a little bit more butter. This dish does require a lot of butter, and maybe that's just me. I cook with butter. It's how I learned. I went to culinary school. We learned basically the escoffier method of cooking, which is French techniques, and the French use a lot of butter in their cooking. So get my knife back out here. I'm just going to add another little smidge butter right in there. And we're going to use a lot of butter at the end after we put our wine and our capers and we emulsify this. We're going to use the butter to emulsify some more. So right now, lots of butter, shallots, garlic. I'm going to let that, I'm on a medium heat. Set that there, and I like to just give it a little tossy toss. Flatten it out. We're letting it all do its thing. This is about the time we're going to do our white wine. I'm going to give it just another second. Like I said, I don't want to brown this, but I do want to soften it. I don't want raw garlic or raw shallots in this. So we're going to take our time. Sometimes we have to take our time. We don't want to rush the food. Leave yourself enough time to cook. Make a cup of coffee, have a few sips, tell a story, get on the phone and call a friend. Guys, when's the last time you called your mom? I mean, this is a great time, right? While we're trying to cook. I'm kidding, because your mom will keep you on the phone for an hour and you'll probably burn your food.
I think that's your girlfriend that does that.
Okay, so this is starting to do its thing. Starting to soften up a little.
It smells so good in here.
And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hit that with our white wine. And I'm going to turn the heat up. So turn that up, and I'm going to let it get hot for just a second. Because that's going to help when I deglaze. When I throw this wine in there, by deglaze, I mean it's going to start boiling right off the bat, and it's going to pick up what we call the fruckies. That's the term I learned when I was going to school. We want all those little fruckies, and they're going to come up off the bottom. It's basically the fond on the bottom of the pan. So we're going to kind of lift all that up off of there with the wine when we put it in. So here we go. Wine's going in. And I cook quite a bit. I'm making enough sauce here for 4 people. So I want to be sure I have plenty of everything in there. And I'm going to let this start to reduce down a little bit now. You can see my bottle. You can see exactly how much I used. Really, it's probably just 1 glass of wine's what I put in there. That leaves 3 more to enjoy at dinner time when you sit down to eat. And for the record, with your chicken piccata, Chardonnay is a great wine to have with it. It's a perfect accompaniment. So this particular wine is warm, but throw a few ice cubes in it, and you're good to go. So we're going to let that kind of do its thing. We're going to let it start reducing. This is where I'm going to get my capers. I got my capers, okay, and I've also got a lot of the brine. And I like to put the brine in there as well. And I like the brine to reduce as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add my capers right now with the brine. I'm a big caper fan, so we're going heavy on the capers. And get a little of that brine, because that's a huge part of the flavor in this dish. We're going to mix that around.
A lot of people want you to dress up as Santa. I agree. We'll do that.
Why not? I mean, I enjoy life, and I'm all for taking requests. And if the request is to dress up as Santa,
We'll do it on a live soon.
I'm gonna have to cook something Santa related. So, like, do you guys like reindeer sausage? Because I got a great recipe for reindeer sausage. I'm not joking either. I once wrote a menu that had a signature sandwich from all 50 states, and I couldn't figure out what Alaska's signature sandwich would be. So I created it myself using reindeer kielbasa and a few other ingredients, and I made this beautiful reindeer sausage sandwich. And reindeer is actually a thing, and they do eat a lot of reindeer. It's just like they hunt the deer up in Alaska, and it's very tasty meat. I say that kiddingly, but half serious at the same time. I mean, it's like it's all food, and it's all part of what we've done for hundreds and hundreds or thousands and thousands of years to survive. Is we eat the food that is naturally in our region, and up in Alaska, the reindeer is a very abundant type of deer, and that's something that's been on the menu for centuries. So let me get this butter sliced up, because we're going to start adding some butter in here now to emulsify and thicken up this sauce.
Hey, Brad, can you put your question back in? I was trying to block that guy, and I do want to ask him that. So can you just ask it in full again real quick, and we'll ask him.
So I'm throwing in four nice chunks of butter. Let me get a quick towel to wipe my hand. So once I got that in now, I'm going to just sort of start swirling this in. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit.
So if you don't use wine, just use the chicken broth. Somebody's asking
if you don't want to use wine, the wine is a great flavor component in this dish. But if you don't use wine and you want to stay away from it, use some chicken stock. It's absolutely fine. There's no problem with that. Chicken stock is always a great substitution for wine in any dish. But if you are worried about the alcohol, when you simmer this and cook it and reduce it down, that alcohol does cook off. So there's not going to be any alcohol in here. It's only going to be the flavor. But if you want to stay away from it 100%, I'm totally good with that as well. And just use some chicken stock. I'm going to probably add a little bit of chicken stock to this, just so it doesn't reduce down too much and get too thick. But right now,
let me read you Brad's question.
Okay.
My wife.
Let me tell you, while you're reading that, I just want to show you guys. I'm going to start adding some lemon. So I got a little fork, and I'm going to do that squeeze of some lemon. So okay, go ahead.
Okay. He says, my wife is vegetarian. I'm going to use soy chicken for her. It's frozen. Will I follow everything the same as I do with mine with real chicken? I don't want hers to be mushy.
I'm not. Oops, I got a few seeds. I'm not real familiar with the soy chicken. So if it cooks quicker, you're basically going to do the same thing. Saute it, pull it out of the pan, and you can see right now, like the chicken's just sitting back there holding, and the soy chicken's going to do the same thing. Then when you put it in at the end, it should be fine. It should be almost 100% the same recipe. There shouldn't be any problem throwing that in as a substitution.
Thanks, Brad, for the question.
Yeah, and you know what I always say, it's like, you're cooking for yourself, so it's like almost always real easy to make these sort of substitutions. Using the soy chicken, I don't think is going to be. I actually used some soy chicken at the sorority house a couple years ago. I had a vegan in-house, and she always requested, that if I do a chicken sandwich or something, she kind of wanted something similar. She didn't just want like a veggie sandwich. So I remember I did use some of that, and it was fairly easy to work with, if I recall. I haven't worked with it a ton, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Lots of questions about desserts. I think we'll have to add a dessert.
We're gonna have to add some desserts. Okay, yeah. I'm totally okay with that.
Do one on the live for sure. How about that chocolate lava cake?
Ooh, I did a chocolate lava cake a few months back, and it turned out really good. So maybe we'll do that. Do that. So I'm putting a lot of lemon. This is 3 halves in here. I love the lemon. The lemon's going to give this a nice bright pop. Let me go ahead and get a little bit more butter in here. It's all about adding ingredients as we go. 1 chunk. 2 chunks, 3 chunks, 4.
People like your hat.
Well, thank you.
Had a few of those the whole way. People like it.
I do appreciate that. This is my derby, and this is one of the oldest hats I've owned. I've probably had it for over a decade, and I really like it. It's just super comfortable, and it's very casual, and it doesn't really make a statement. It's not a ball cap. I'm not wearing it backwards or forwards. It's not like the flat brim or the rounded brim. It's just like a derby's a derby. They all look the same, and they all just have like a nice kind of tweed pattern on them. So yeah, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. I do like this hat.
Michael, I totally understand that type A feeling you're having. Can you close that cabinet right behind you? Just
Oh man,
perfect.
absolutely.
That's funny.
Okay, so I'm gonna add just a little touch of chicken stock in here.
What year were you at RHS? Bill, Raver Bill.
Raver Bill.
That's yeah.
Well, of course
hello.
I know Raver Bill.
Oh,
He's one of my closest friends.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I wish I'd seen Raver Bill in the last 30 years. I haven't, but we've been in contact. And Bill and I used to skate. We used to. I remember some crazy nights at his apartment, and I'm sure he remembers those nights too. But Bill, I was at Reno High from 86 to 88, my junior and senior year. And yeah, I absolutely remember. Of course, I remember you. We even chat online from time to time. Bill's a really Raver Bill's a good dude, and has always been a good dude. And I really hope you're doing well, buddy. It's nice to hear from you.
89. I was class of 90. Never met Kevin though, not back then.
So yeah, it's funny. Katie and I were at the same school. I just added some parsley. That's my aromatics. That's going to finish this dish. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and get our chicken in here. Bring it back.
We have a class of 93. We got some good Reno High folks on here today.
Here we go. Chicken in. And then one way to tell that the chicken was cooked, you can see the juices that ran out of the chicken have run out clear. So we're not bloody. Juices are perfect. I'm going to just dump those right in here as well, because that's all good flavor.
I've seen this question a couple times. Do we have French cookies out here on the West Coast?
French cookies?
I don't know.
I'm not exactly sure what a French cookie is. It's funny. We went to a donut shop this morning and had donuts, and we were just discussing the French cruller, which I'm a fan of. And Katie hasn't had a French cruller, and maybe next time we get donuts, we'll see if we can get her one of those just to try it out. Really quick here, I'm just flipping this chicken back and forth, letting it simmer in here a little bit. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat back up on my green beans. The rice is ready. I'm going to give it a quick fluff. Let me grab a fork.
Worcester person on here. See, like that was the rivalry back when we all went. Reno, Worcester. Those were the football rivalries for sure.
I want to show you guys what this rice looks like. Here's the rice. Look how light and fluffy it is. Okay, I'm just going to mix that up. It's perfect. So rice is ready. Oh, yeah. Chicken looks ready. Let me show you how we're going to plate this. Super good. I'm going to do this for you guys right here in front of you. Let me clear a few things out of the way. Give our beans a little tossy toss. We're going to move this off to the side.
I'm surprised how many people are on here from Reno High. It's pretty cool.
A lot of locals,
I guess so. A lot of
Reno High.
Now we got a little football chat going.
So I grew up down in San Mateo, and I went to Hillsdale High School. Any Hillsdale High School fans out there, guys? I grew up in Foster City too, and I went to like 6 different schools around the Bay Area, around San Mateo. I went to Bowditch. I went to Turnbull. I went to Shoreview. I saw so many different schools. So if anybody went to those schools around the same time frame, graduated in 1988. Hey, we might have been roommates. We might have been classmates at one point or another. Who knows? Okay, we'll turn that off. Let's get a pan out here. And let's plate some food. So, what I like to do, where is my dish?
So, Occidental College is where they filmed 90210. So, I might know who you are, a commenter on here. Pretty cool. I was there and saw that crew.
Okay.
You got a lot. The age range on here is also very fascinating. We got people born in like 1926, and now we have somebody born in 1988. All over. Pretty
Wow.
cool. Yeah. Oh, Niners fan for sure. Yes, we all are.
Yeah, Niners. So my family had season tickets to the 49ers. Section 32, row 10, seats 1 through 5. We were right on the corner of the end zone, looking right down the sideline on the Niners side. Underneath, behind us, this is at Candlestick Park. Behind us was the big screen, and I was there for like every game, every home game from 1980 till about 86 when I moved to Reno, and that was like the ultimate dynasty time for the 49ers, which was just amazing. It was a great way to spend my youth. It's how we spent Sundays. Sundays were football Sunday. I remember my mom would make egg salad sandwiches, and I hated them, but she'd bring a whole bag of egg salad sandwiches, and we'd go to the Niner game, and I always asked to have something else, and I think my dad sometimes did too. We'd have like a salami sandwich, just salami, white bread, and mayonnaise. I still love that sandwich to this day. So let me show you guys how I like to do this. If I'm going to plate this up for some friends and have a nice dinner, I like to pack my rice in a little soup cup like this and put it right on the plate. There's my rice. Then I'm going to take a piece of that chicken, put it down on the side. And I'm going to get a little bit of this sauce, which is just perfect. I'm going to put that right over the top.
5-quart or 3-quart saucepan in the back. You know,
That's a it's 5 or 6 quart.
Yeah.
It's a big.
It's not 3.
Give me a second. I'll see if I can figure that out for you. I'm gonna grab it right now because I'm gonna add some beans to this plate. I just want to show you these sautéed beans with a little bit of peppers. And this, my friends, is chicken piccata. So that's what it looks like. I have my nice rice. We have our chicken. We have our green beans. And whoa, I'm about to dump it off the plate, but that's it, guys. That's super simple. And we got that all done in an hour. Of course, it took a little bit of mise en place ahead of time. I'm not going to say it's an hour from start to finish. But if you're not talking and doing all this stuff, you probably could get it done pretty quickly. So let me grab a little knife and fork. I want to give it a taste and just make sure it's worthy. Okay. Wow, I guess I'm going to use a little spoon to that, or a little fork. I have a ton of big forks. The one fork I grab is like the kid's fork, but I'm using it because I'm not picky. You know, it's just a vessel to get food from there to here. So, so let's do this. Oh man, I can just tell it's so tender. I probably could have just cut it with a fork, but I'm going to go ahead and get some of that sauce. I love the bright pop of lemon juice and the tangy acidity, brininess of the capers. It's so good. The butter and wine combined to like make this nice sauce. Absolutely perfect. I'm gonna try the rice. The rice is nice and fluffy. It's not overpowering. And since we did the green beans, I'm going to eat a green bean. Little bit of bite left to it, blanched perfectly. Even leaving it on warm for the half hour that it sat back there. Didn't overcook it. This is just absolutely perfect. Great dish. I'm going to get this rice I'm gonna get the green beans. I already have a chicken piccata recipe up. They're all gonna go on kevmoskitchen.com. Simple instructions. Guys, this has just been a lot of fun. This has been one of my favorite lives to do. It's so cool to cook along with you all, and I really appreciate you all joining me. I hope you all have a good night. Those of you who are in other continents, it's the middle of the night. Maybe you just woke up. Man, thank you so much for joining the fun. And it's been quite a ride. What a treat. Thanks for watching. Cheers, everyone.